Hi, welcome to the playoff edition of Football Predictions and Wine Pairings with Francis. I'm your host, Francis. So today is a Saturday. We've got two games. They're actually, one of them is going to be really good, and I think the other one might be a little bit of a sleeper hit. So for the two games, I have two meals and two wines. It's cold where I'm at, and basically staying inside and drinking wine all day seems like the exact right thing to do. And unlike the official wine sponsor of the NFL, I'm gonna recommend some wines that are actually good. Okay, so for the first game, we have the Browns versus the Texans. And the Browns this year have been a little bit of a surprise. They beat some big teams like the 49ers. Nobody saw that coming. And they also have been using a backup quarterback who was literally retired. I'm talking about Joe Flacco, who is from the Baltimore Ravens fame and got off of his couch and has been leading this team to victory. So that's been kind of amazing. Versus an incredible story. Everybody thought that this year would be a rebuilding year for the Texans, but they took a quarterback in the first round, and even though he didn't start the first half of the season, since he's been starting, I'm talking about CJ Stroud, he's been killing it. And so because of that, the Texans have been on a super hot streak recently, and I'm gonna choose youth over age. I'm taking the Texans in the first game today at 1:30 p.m. Now, to go with this game, I'm going to be at home, relaxing, having a great time. I've decided to go with a Malbec. Full disclosure, I'm not a big fan of Malbec. However, this one is pretty darn good. This is the Paper Boat 2019 Malbec from Mendoza, Argentina. If you know anything about Malbec, you'll know that it generally comes from Argentina, or even the best ones come from Argentina. And what you'll get when you're having this wine is a beautiful color. This one has like a beautiful dark color, but kind of a medium body. On the nose, you're getting a little smoky scent. You're getting a little bit of vanilla and even chocolate. So it's kind of surprising to kind of get vanilla and chocolate in the same one. But, this is what it's giving. Also, on the lips, it's very jammy. It's very smooth and silky when you're drinking it. It has a taste that's a little bit green. And when I say green, I'm talking about things like vegetables, tomato leaf, bell pepper, and also there's a touch of coffee in here. Now, to go with this drink, I want to point out that food is super necessary for this Malbec because it is just under 15% alcohol. So if you have too many glasses and nothing to eat, you're going to be drunk pretty quick. But to start my football day, I'm actually having fried rice. I made this fried rice myself. It's super delicious. If you want the recipe, just hit me up and I'll send it to you. It's great. Now, for the main event game, and it is actually going to be airing during prime time. It comes on at 5:30. Unfortunately, the NFL is on a constant money grab, and so they have put this game on Peacock streaming. Paid Peacock streaming. You can get Peacock for free, but it's on paid streaming. So that's really freaking annoying. So now I had to find some place to watch this game. It is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Miami Dolphins, and all we've been hearing about all week is how the weather's gonna be. When I was checking ESPN this morning, the weather was already -5. That was at 9 o'clock this morning. As the day goes on, it is going to get colder and colder, and they're predicting this game to be somewhere in the neighborhood of -15 with a wind chill factor that'll bring it down to -30. That's terrible. Now, Miami is not used to playing in these kinds of conditions. Sure, they play in New York and in Buffalo and even in Kansas City sometimes when it's cold, but not like this. And Miami has recently not looked that great, although neither has Kansas City. I mean, they literally lost 4 games in a row, and they've kind of looked like a mess. So at some level, this game's a toss-up because they have the same record of 11-6. But Kansas City has won and continues to win in this kind of weather conditions. So for that reason, and combined with the fact that Kansas City is 6-0 going into the wild card playoffs under Mahomes, I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs to win the night game tonight. So for the night game, because essentially it's dinner time where I'm at, I'm thinking about having dinner. So what I'm gonna be having tonight is the 2019 RDX Cabernet Sauvignon from Sonoma Valley. Now, one thing to know about Cab is one of the 5 noble grapes. And what that means is that there are 5 grapes that they've been labeled as noble because they are thought to have been original grapes, kind of like the earliest forms of grapes, and their ability to grow in a variety of conditions, therefore making them great grapes that you can grow anywhere in the world. So along with Cabernet Sauvignon, you have Sauvignon Blanc, Merlot, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir. So I'm having Cab. I'm a huge fan. To go with that Cab tonight, I'm going to be having leftover prime rib and truffle mashed potatoes. Because why not? It makes total sense. And I'm getting ready to go out of town. I need to clean out the fridge. So if you take a look at this wine, it's very dark purple, right? On the nose, it's super herbaceous. So you're getting sense of tomato leaf, right? Think of how tomato leaf smells when you smell, or even when you're close to a tomato that's growing. You know, you're also getting a little bit of sage, green bell pepper, right? You're getting those scents right up front. Then on the lips, it's very jammy, it's smooth, it has kind of a juicy taste about it, you know, and it's giving a taste of black cherry, also black pepper. It's not very heavy. And unlike the Merlot that we'll be having earlier in the day, this particular Cabernet Sauvignon is only coming in at 13% alcohol. So like, let's be honest, it's kind of a heavy day, but it's a little bit less. And I think both of these wines are great. I think that you could not go wrong if you chose either. So let's recap. For the first game, coming in light with a little bit of a Malbec, medium body, medium tannins, easygoing, high alcohol content. For the second game, coming in for something a little bit heavier, we're going with the Cabernet Sauvignon. Full body, really jammy and juicy. Great choice for steaks. And don't forget, today I'm having fried rice and prime rib. If you want to hear more about what I'm going to be having and drinking and who's going to win, please subscribe and you can get that information all the time. I'll see you later.